Broadcasting from Hargeisa, Somaliland, this is CBA. I'm Abdillahi Hassan. Welcome to our top of the hour news brief. Somaliland's opposition party Bulletin raises concerns over the state of the nation, specifically in terms of security, freedom of expression and human rights protections. The former vice presidential candidate of Bulletin, Mr. Muhammad Ali Abdi, said that unacknowledged grievances are coming both from Somaliland's eastern and western parties now. He warned that the country would become divided if the situation continues unresolved. The Bulletin party official speaking at his hometown Boroma town pointed out that the rebel groups have begun sprouting up in parts of Somaliland and held the poor leadership of the government responsible. Mr. Muhammad Ali has also endorsed the demands of other regions for equitable and fair power sharing in the country. He stressed that the demand is not limited to more seats in the parliament but encompasses all branches of the state. The Bulletin vice presidential candidate implored the president to listen to the grievances of the people and restore Somaliland to its righteous path. Somaliland is participating in the 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference in Uganda for the first time as an observer member. Over 1,000 delegates are attending this conference, which is one of the major gatherings of the 54 nations member bloc. Ugandan Prime Minister Dr. Ruhana Rugunda and Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kataga were at Entebbe International Airport to welcome the delegates. The Somaliland delegation is headed by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Somaliland, Mr. Ahmed Yassin Sheikh Ali Ayanle, and accompanied by Honorable MPs Muhammad Haji Yusuf Wabeya, Mr. Azeez Ismail, and the House General Secretary Mr. Abdullah Saeed Ayanle. The one-week-long conference is scheduled between 22nd to 29 September, with a series of events planned under the theme Adoption, Engagement and Evolution of Parliament in a Rapidly Changing Commonwealth. More than 20 speakers of parliament are expected to attend. The Parliamentary Conference in Uganda will be followed by the Commonwealth Head of the Government Summit in Kigali, Rwanda, mid-next year. Somalia's President Abdillahi Farmaajo has received the Concordia Annual Leadership Award in the United States. Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the President of Eritrea Azeez Balogun were named co-recipients of the award for their role in promoting peace and economic integration in the Horn of Africa. Addressing the summit, the President said the region is quickly recovering from decades-long of violent conflict, which have long contributed to poverty in many ways in the region. The President stressed that the conflict in the region caused enormous damage to infrastructure and institutions. He attributed the peace restoration in the region to the leaders of Horn of Africa leaders who came up with tireless endeavor in realizing peace in the region. Puntland President Saeed Abdillahi has appointed a new Chief of Intelligence and Security Service. According to a presidential decree dated September 23rd, Hassan has been assigned to run Puntland's Intelligence and Security Agency. Mukhtar Mohammed Hassan was appointed as the new Chief of Intelligence and Security Service according to a decree from the presidency earlier on Tuesday. Mukhtar is currently Deputy Minister of Education in Puntland. He will replace Yassin Yaqub, who has been in the office for a year. In the decree, no reason was given, but analysts said the move is seen as a shake-up for government institutions conducted by President since he took office in January 2019. The appointment comes as Puntland is facing dual challenges to its security from the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab and the growing presence of fighters linked to the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL group. Boeing will pay the families of 346 people killed in two fatal 737 MAX crashes $144,500 each from $50 million financial assistance fund announced in July. The Boeing Financial Assistance Fund set aside for the victims' relatives is half of $100 million pledge to address family and community needs of those affected by the tragedies. Bowen said the other half of the fund will support education and economic empowerment in impacted communities. The fund, overseen by Washington lawyers Ken Feinberg and Camille Espiros, will begin accepting claims from family members immediately. Family members will not be required to waive or release the right to litigate as a condition of participation. The fund says claims must be postmarked no later than December 31st. The company is facing multiple lawsuits and federal investigations related to the 737 MAX, and it is unclear whether the aircraft will be cleared to fly again. Nearly 100 lawsuits have been filed against Bowen by at least a dozen law firms representing families of the Ethiopian Airlines crash victims, who came from 35 different countries, including 9 US citizens and 19 Canadians. A number of lawyers representing affected families have rejected the offer, saying that the amount is too small. The United Kingdom is witnessing a strange political days as the deadline for its European Union exit looms. The Supreme Court has ruled today that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament was unlawful. Delivering its verdict, the court said the suspension of Parliament is unlawful, void and of no effect and should be quashed. The ruling could have serious implications for Tony's plans to take the UK out of the European Union by the current 31st October deadline. The ruling was a unanimous decision by the court's 11 presiding judges. The decision against him could lead to reconvening of Parliament, potentially giving the MPs a better chance of blocking a no-deal Brexit, with Johnson insisting the UK is to leave by deadline with or without a deal. John Bercow, the Speaker of the House of Commons, welcomed the decision of the court, saying it was unanimous and unambiguous and unqualified. He called on the House to convene tomorrow on Wednesday. Immediately after the ruling, Johnson faced calls to resign. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn called on Boris Johnson to consider his position as Prime Minister. The reluctant ally of Prime Minister Nigel Farage, the Brexit Party leader, said that the suspension of the Parliament was the worst political decision ever. That's our news brief for this time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abdillahi Hassan.